I'm gonna put a Nerf blaster on a drone.
I want to throw my Nerf axe and hit your drone out of the air.
Challenge accepted. We have an endless Nerf war here at the studio, and every morning Jan, who is a deadly Nerf warrior, ambushes us and somehow always catches me off guard. I needed to get the upper hand, and that's when I realized air supremacy. See, I've been flying drones for years, and I've gotten pretty good at it. So the way to beat Jan is to take a Nerf blaster and put it on a drone. What started out as a simple idea turned into the most challenging build I've ever done. And in today's video, I'm gonna take you on that journey with me as I go through all of the emotional highs and plenty of emotional lows. Why is this getting stuck? Now I know what you might be thinking. Is this even legal? Well, it's not like we're actually putting a real gun on a drone or a flamethrower on a drone. Instead, we're adding a toy. The danger comes from the actual flying aspect, because the drone itself is far more dangerous than any Nerf blaster around. So this is where I tell you to, don't do this at home. I have years of experience flying FPV and will only be flying this thing in a very controlled environment. So like I said, just don't do this. So first things first, how do Nerf guns actually work and which one should I use? Now, since we already have like a huge arsenal of Nerf blasters, I found the Stryfe one because an electric Nerf gun makes the most sense. And upon taking it apart, I realized that the counter-rotating wheels inside act exactly like a baseball pitching machine. And that's really all I need from the blaster, the shooterizer. It's a very technical term, I know. Oh my God, dude!
Oh, hi. You're gonna mount that and a whole battery case on top of the drone.
We don't need any of the gun. Don't need it.
Good luck. It's still all in theory. I want to pull off one of those like axe throws with the Nerf axe. I want to throw my Nerf axe and hit your drone out of the air in open combat.
Okay, challenge accepted. You gotta take my drone out with an axe before I shoot you with the dart.
A gentleman's duel. Good, can't wait.
Now that my R&D is done, I came up with a general plan. A Nerf blaster is basically just 3 components. You have the shooterizer, a magazine filled with darts, and some sort of pusher that pushes the darts into the shooterizer. And I would move the pusher using a servo that's attached to the drone itself that I would control with my remote controller. Combine that together in the most efficient way and put it on a drone, and it should fly. And yes, I am mounting it on the top. Why, you might be asking? Well, last year I made a video where we put a 360 camera on top of a drone, and the #1 question I got was, why didn't I just strap the camera underneath? Wouldn't that be more stable? Well, the truth is that's a bit of a misconception called the pendulum rocket fallacy, which basically says it's gonna be just as stable above or beneath, so you might as well just make it as convenient as possible. And I don't wanna have the magazine underneath because it's like, how am I gonna land something? I'm gonna land like this and it's gonna tip over. Before I can begin actually figuring out how to attach all this stuff together, I need to figure out how to power the shooterizer. The blaster I picked actually uses 4 AA batteries, and that's a lot of unnecessary weight. So the drone itself actually uses a big hefty battery already that has plenty of energy to power both the drone and the Nerf motors. The only problem is that this runs at a different voltage than the Nerf motors. I solved this by using a voltage regulator. I started by adjusting it to a flat 5 volts.
That felt like a regular Nerf dart.
But I wanted to see, can I overvolt this and make this more powerful? I don't want to burn out the motors. Do it. Okay. The short answer is no, because I will burn out the motors.
Can you smell it?
I can smell it.
I can smell it.
I think I ended up settling around 6 or 7 volts. It's a simple solution. I can use the battery that already powers my drone to power my Nerf motors. Now this isn't gonna work if I just strap this stuff together with hot glue and duct tape. I mean, I need a good solution that looks good and works well. And that's where 3D modeling and 3D printing comes in. I wanted to start with a magwell as a base, so that way I can actually remove the magazine and put in a new one, plus all the other components can just attach directly to it. Does this thing fit? Oh, that was so satisfying. For all of this CAD modeling, I used a program called Fusion 360, which is an excellent piece of software, and it's also free to use. And the best tutorials for it are from a YouTube channel called Product Design Online. Now, what's really fantastic about this process of 3D modeling and then 3D printing what you modeled is the idea of rapid prototyping. Wow. God. I'm gonna run into the cross right there.
What the
I should have known that would happen. PLA is notoriously brittle. So I decided to try printing it in a different material called TPU, which is notoriously flexible. In fact, it was actually a little too flexible, so this didn't really solve my problem either. But then we got a brand new 3D printer in the studio from Prusa. We got the i3 Mark III's. And what came with it was this material that I had never used before called PETG. It's basically as strong as PLA, but way more durable and isn't gonna just shatter like PLA does. So I ended up actually reprinting everything in PETG because I really needed that durability. This is a flying drone after all. That's what I love about this. You can make mistakes, you can experiment, you can see what does and doesn't work. For instance, for the pusher mechanism, I initially designed this like rack and pinion style thing where it's like this spins as this goes into linear motion. Don't worry about it. It would have worked great, except once I actually got it in my hand, it didn't work at all. Back to the drawing board. So I ended up deciding on a design that was even more simple than that. Just a couple gears and a paper clip to the pusher. So as this thing spins, it's kind of acting like a piston. So as this spins around, it's actually pushing and then pulling back and pushing in again. So that way I can actually use my continuously spinning servo to push the pusher into the darts. This is a big step, Nick. This is a very big step. I'm very excited. I'm ready to shoot some people. All right, I'm gonna flip this dial.
Uh-oh, it jammed.
The smugness I'm wearing. I think like Icarus, you flew too close to the sun, my friend.
Let me try this one more time. Ready?
Yeah.
This is a good test result. Yeah!
He's trying to create something unnatural out of something so beautiful and elegant.
He's getting close to making this drone.
Do you hear anything? Because I don't. I don't hear the propellers of a drone. I don't hear it. I don't see it. I don't believe it.
After iterating dozens of times on the main assembly, I arrived at a design that was printable in 2 parts that I just glue together. Now I have a piece that can hold my components. I've already figured out how to power these components. The last thing I need to do is figure out how to control this stuff from the ground. And in order to do so, I just gotta integrate it into the drone that I actually built for this project. I was using the Newbie Drone Vivid frame, the DJI FPV system for both the video and radio control. And I will be using this controller to fly the drone, and it has enough programmable switches to control the Nerf blaster. So the idea is that one switch will arm the shooterizer and the other switch will arm the servo, which will push the darts into the shooterizer. A 1-2 punch, as they say. Right? Right? And this is where my biggest hurdles for this entire project actually began. This project has ballooned in complexity way more than I anticipated. So what's new in life? The problem I'm facing is that I haven't figured out a way to actually turn on and turn off a simple 5-volt circuit from a switch using my flight controller. It's important to note the flight controller itself still works fine. Oh!
You okay?
I just smoked it.
What?
I literally just smoked it.
With
No,
your
I
body?
pressed it down. I don't think I'd ever felt that low. Then of course Jan comes in.
Having some difficulties, right? I'm not surprised.
Jan felt victory in that moment, and I felt defeat.
They're having a moment.
So not only did I have a burned out flight controller, I still didn't even have a solution to my problem. I was at my lowest point, I'd lost an entire week, but fortunately, Drone Jesus came swooping in to turn water into drones. Sorry. His name is Joshua Bardwell. He is an amazing YouTuber who works on drones for beginners like you. Fortunately, he was able to solve my problem. Now, we actually made a video for his channel where we go over my problem and his solution for it. Check it out on his channel, description in the link below. So with my problem solved and my new flight controller in hand, I was ready for the real test. Non-shooting test first. Yes. Okay, I've tested the circuit and it works. It works in my relief. Firing up the motors. And shooting. I jammed it. Jammed again. What? Damn it! Why? Why is this getting stuck? Just when I thought it was all solved. Fortunately, all I had to do was basically just increase the height of this by like 3 millimeters. The magazine just wasn't properly sitting at the correct distance. All right, it's connected. Ready? Turning on the motors. And with that was kind of my final electronic hurdle. I was able to finally turn on the motors using a switch and then using a second switch to activate the servo to push the darts into the shooterizer. And then, and finally, I was ready to actually show the guys.
What?
This is incredibly dangerous. No one from nearby.
All right, full mag. Do you know if this is gonna fly?
Frankly, I don't think it's gonna fly.
Oh my God, dude. Shoot! You shot Griffin! Yeah, you actually shot them! It worked!
Oh my God, it actually flew! And it actually shot the entire magazine.
Clap for your demise, Jen.
Clap for your demise, Jen.
No, I don't think I will. I'm going to bring that drone down. It will find its demise by my hands.
This is it. This is the real test. Open combat against Jan and his axe.
I'm also bringing a gun, by the way.
I want you to actually try as hard as you can. I want you to actually try to hit this out of the air, Jan. To the roof. For safety, I'm not going to be flying around people, except for Jan, who is fully protected and consenting to having a drone crash into him, which isn't going to happen, but there is a very real chance that this thing is going to crash, and once it does, it is absolutely going to break. So we got one shot at this. If Jan takes it out of the air, it will break.
Wren just admitted to himself what the whole world has been admitting for years, that he is indeed a failure.
Man, good effort, man.
Oh.
That was such a good match. Stop it, Red.
I don't even care anymore. I just want it on the floor. I want my big axe. I could take it if I had my big axe.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It was good. Man can't be drone. Holy shit.
Not gonna lie, I feel so vindicated right now. So vindicated.
You're a great scientist, and I value you as a friend. God damn, am I not proud of you?
We should do this as an actual like node game. In game with other people.
Let me get the peeps together, and we're bringing that truck to the ground.
Man, this could not have gone better. I still can't believe just how well this thing worked. This is easily like the coolest thing I've ever built. Now, if you want to see more games using this thing, we have a whole gaming channel called Node, where I'm sure we're going to be flying this thing around in a Nerf game soon. Oh, and also, if you're interested in learning how to start with FPV or maybe even like 3D printing and modeling, I've put a bunch of links in the description. Channels like Rotor, Riot, and Joshua Bardwell are fantastic for getting you into these hobbies. I highly recommend them. This was an amazing experience. Please like and subscribe so that we can make more of these kind of videos, because now I've caught the bug. I want to print some more stuff. So if anyone out there wants to partner with us with like maybe a laser cutter or a CNC machine, I mean, I'd love to chat with you. Let's see what we can make together. Oh, and one last thing. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Woo!